Hello, K-12 blended and online learning participants. We made it! We've completed the course. Give yourself a pat on the back. This was no small accomplishment. This was a lot of work and you guys knocked it out of the park. As our final wrap-up video, I want to briefly touch on Week 8 and then I'll discuss the course overall. In Week 8, we were evaluating online modules, and I have to say that these products were simply amazing. With over 380 submissions, we've collectively created more online learning experiences than a K-12 student could really complete in 5 to 7 years. This speaks to the impact that a single MOOC and a massive group of interested learners can have on the growth and expansion of knowledge available on the web. The class average grade on the module assignment was 16.6 out of 18, and that's remarkable. Thank you to each of you who took time to evaluate your peers' assignments. We ran into some problems this week with wiki spaces, and I'm very sorry about that. But if you scored 0 points because your module was not viewable to your classmates, you need to let me know immediately. Use the discussion forum, help, I need to resubmit my assignment, and that's found under the course materials errors. The teaching team has to regrade these since the peer evaluation period is over, and this will delay the calculation of the entire class's final scores and statements of accomplishments. So I still value your work and I want you to get credit, but after tomorrow, I really must move on to be sure that everyone gets their statements of accomplishment in a timely fashion. Now that the course is over, everyone is waiting on that documentation. We're hoping to put together a simple web page that lists all of the module links such that you can view each other's work. We'll post an announcement if we're able to pull this together from the Coursera LMS. And I know that you'd like to be able to see this collection. I'll keep the list available to each of you, or at least I'd like to make it available on an OER, or Open Educational Resource, with the lecture videos. So I'll keep working on this and tweet it out once it's ready. So follow me and Jordan on Twitter to get the latest updates. The teaching team has really enjoyed reading our final discussion forum, which addressed your self-assessments. In Week 1, the class average on this self-assessment was 130 out of 250. In Week 4, our midpoint, the average was 180. And this week, our class average jumped to 210. This is really exciting data that tells our MOOC development and teaching teams that overall this course was extremely effective. As a collaborative learning group, we've all been integral in this process and the success. Each of you hold responsibility for the gains your classmates made in this course. I really appreciate each of you for participating in our discussion forums, social media, and through our peer evaluations. Really, without peer evaluation, active learning assessments in the MOOC environment just wouldn't be humanly possible. While the development team, teaching team, and I would like to take credit for the success, really each of you who dedicated yourself to this learning journey are what made this course so effective. So, kudos to you. I do have some suggested follow-up activities. We know that quality professional learning doesn't end with a single course, but it's ongoing. If you took this course with a colleague, consider meeting up in the future to debrief what you've learned in the course and talk about future MOOCs you'd like to take. You can review your plans to use your module in class and discuss how you expect things to go with your students. You could build new modules together to expand the blended or online opportunities available to your students. Or observe each other teaching in the blended environment, not for the sake of critiquing, but simply learning from one another. And finally, consider leading a group of your colleagues through our second iteration of this MOOC, which I plan to offer next January. Now, this is not official yet, but I'm acting like it is in order to pressure the decision makers into making it happen. If you want to voice your support for a second iteration, please consider emailing our Distance Learning Center at distancelearning@kennesaw.edu or tweet the university at Kennesaw State. Your voice will help the administration understand the value of this course, and it would be really wonderful if you could tell them how this course will affect your practice as a teacher, or how you might lead a group of teachers taking the second iteration. If you want to see more variety in MOOCs for teacher professional development, or just want to share our MOOC with others, I encourage you to tweet your education leaders, Department of Education, or education media outlets like Maureen Downey of the AJC or Rebecca Klein of the Huffington Post. Also, look for my article in using MOOCs, look for my article on using MOOCs for high-quality teacher professional development in Education Leadership's May issue. Your school administrators may enjoy the read. Now, I would love the opportunity to meet each of you, and this June I'll be speaking about MOOCs at the ISTE conference in Atlanta, and I hope you'll approach me so that we can meet face-to-face. Also, in just 2 weeks, I'll be speaking at ASCD in Los Angeles on my research about international curriculum for the 21st century. So if you plan to be there anyways, please come find me. Many of you have asked about getting university credits for this MOOC, and many of you are interested in hearing about Kennesaw State's online graduate programs, such as the online teaching endorsement or a master's degree in an education field. Whether you want professional learning credit or university course credit, you first must get that statement of accomplishment for this course from me. So you're all waiting on me to get those out to you as soon as possible. I know, I'm working just as fast as I can on grading those resubmissions, and once that's done, I'll aggregate scores as soon as possible. I want to get those statements in your hands so that you can apply them to your professional learning credits, university credits, or apply to a KSU program. For those of you who are seeking university credit, you're already aware that this is not free, but costs $250 through our virtual assessment center. Now really, this is a great deal because it's about an 80% discount on course tuition, and the teaching team will be evaluating those to be sure that you're ready to move on to the next course. To get credit, you'll also be guided on how to become a KSU student such that an official transcript can be processed with your credits. However, you don't have to join a graduate program to get that transcript. But if you are interested in joining a graduate program, I recommend visiting our program's website or email our graduate admissions office on the email address listed here. Or you can also email our Distance Learning Center, who can forward your message to the best person to answer your questions. Now, I want to thank our virtual school partners, the design team, our guest experts, and the teaching team for making this course such a success. This was a huge effort that required everyone fulfilling their commitments, and they did. I want to thank Dr. Elke Leeds, Dr. Tracy Reddish, my dean at the Bagwell College of Education, Dr. Arlinda Eaton, as well as all the faculty in my college for trusting Jordan and I with the Bagwell name. We know the faith that you put in us, and that responsibility was not taken lightly. We hope that you feel we represented Bagwell's commitment to quality teaching well. Still, with the dozens of people it took to create this course, it would not have been successful without the dedication of our participants. Thank you again for joining our learning community. We hope to continue to engage with you on Twitter and Edmodo. Briefly, I also want to speak to you as a mother of young children. Thank you, teachers. Thank you for teaching our children. Thank you for inspiring them and loving them, for the passion that you commit to your career despite the politics, paperwork, and quite frankly, the ridiculous blame. You are a common force behind all of humanity's greatness. Every inventor, every Nobel laureate, every leader, every artist. Whether you teach in a traditional class, a blended class, or entirely online, thank you for teaching. You should hear that every day, but somehow I know you don't. Okay. I hope we meet again. And so until we do, ciao, tschüss, sayonara, paalam, bye everyone.